Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And I've got a good one for you today because I believe that this is 2006 all over again. And we're reliving history with a time machine. And got a lot to cover for you today to go through this. Please, as always, like the video. Please make sure you are subscribed to my channel. And don't forget, we have the giveaway Christmas in May. Thousands of you have signed up for this already, and we've got great prizes and giveaways, gold, silver, gift cards, gifts, everything. There's so much. It's well over $10,000 worth of stuff we're giving away right now. But check out christmasinmay.com and make sure you're signed up for that. But let me go back in time a little bit and see if this rings a bell. You have a time when real estate is shooting up. It shoots up, barely affordable, prices go up week by week by week, multiple offers on properties, then all of a sudden things start to slow down. Okay? Real estate prices kind of just curtail off a little bit, and the demand kind of softens, and then all of a sudden recession talk starts happening. And could we be slowing down? Are things bad? Are they going to get worse? Is this just a glitch? Well, that's what happened in 2006, and that is what's happening right now. Now think about this. We've got hot areas in the country in real estate that shot up more than they ever did in the history of real estate. You have areas like Phoenix, Arizona that was having double-digit increases in 6-month periods, and finally, in a 1-year period, Phoenix is off 15%. You've got areas like San Antonio, Texas, that's off 10%. And, the problem with it is that things shot up so much during this time that a 10% glitch is basically just getting, a deal and getting a coupon on this. But business sentiment is off right now, an absolute ton. A Gallup poll that just came out, think about this, 50% of everybody they interviewed said that they are worse off today than they were before the pandemic. 50%, half of everybody. It's never been this high. The last time it was this high was during 2008. So in 2006, this is when business started to get bad. This is when there were problems. Now, this great article from Realtor.com was talking about how, will this be different this time? Will we see a difference because it's tougher to get a mortgage today than it was in 2005. Now, I have a friend who's a great guy who decided in 2005 that he was going to go all in on real estate. He bought multiple properties, he bought things, he fixed them up, he sold them, and did quite well, did good. Then he got to his third property. And this third property was going to fund the big house. He wanted to go and buy this one piece of property that was literally the biggest lot in this neighborhood. It was the most rundown house in this neighborhood, and it had tremendous amounts of potential, but it literally needed $500,000 back then to make the place a mansion. Let's just put it that way. It needed a ton of work. He bought this one house, fixed it up, and it was just beautiful. Nice neighborhood in Tustin, California, and I think I'm going to get $1 million for the house. Okay. I think I'm going to get $950. I think I'm going to get $900 for the house. Had to lower the house. Had it listed at $880,000. Sold it at $800,000. And was like, wow, how lucky am I got out of this. Made money, not a lot, made money. And the people that bought that house never made one payment on the house. Think about that. Isn't that crazy? No recourse to my friend, because these people went out and bought their adjustable loan, house with an adjustable loan. And that's the problem that you saw back then, was that all these people bought homes. Many people that never should have bought a home in the first place were in houses. Today, it's a little different. The thing that made things shoot up was the low interest rates. You can tell me there's no inventory. You are going to see so many houses that are going to have to be put in the market. People are going to lose their jobs, and it costs money to maintain a home. We have never had this much equity in our homes as we do right now. But we are seeing problems with properties where people cannot afford to maintain them right now, and it's bad. Another thing to think about is house payments basically are double what they were for the same loan 3 years ago. Isn't that crazy to think about? So you want to go out and buy a new house payments double right now with interest rates, with the appreciation. I had a friend of mine call me this morning and has an acquaintance of his who bought a vacation home for $1.1 million in the mountains in Lake Arrowhead. And now he wants to sell it for $1.7 million. And I'm like, well, that is insane. He did nothing to the house but live in it. Use it, that's it. But he thinks it's worth $600,000 more. You are going to see people have to sell properties, get rid of them, lower the prices. It's going to happen. Not everybody has to sell. Some people are going to weather the storm, but a lot of people are not going to be able to weather that storm. Not going to be able to make it through this time. But all the talk of recession, all the talk of houses sitting on the market longer. Now, there are some deals out there and some houses out there that are, they're going over asking price. You're getting certain things like that. That's happening. Okay, it is still in some markets, but not in everything. The other problem is the time of construction to get built it's been extended so much further than it used to be. You used to be able to do, flips in 60 days and all this stuff, and it's taken these people months longer. It's also taken the people that are not experienced in this that are getting totally clobbered right now by what's going on because they're not used to paying for, servicing the debt that they have. Big problems right now with that. Everybody's cutting back. So many businesses right now are not healthy. So many businesses are in survival mode right now. And something my uncle said to me a few years back, right before we went into the last recession, he said, what if these are the good times? What if these are the best times that we could possibly have in business? And there were bad times. There were difficult times. And I said, wow, that's a great way of looking at it. Well, what if this is the good times, guys, right now? And if you believe, anything, you can sit there and tell me, I'm a gloom and doer. I'm a guy that's got all this access to all this different news. Plus I have, 279,000 subscribers that are sending me things all the time. And the beauty of this is people think that they live in an island. You can tell me that it's great in North Carolina. It's great in Boise. Boise's another area. That was a hot spot to move to. Boise's gone down almost 12% in the last year. Why is that? I thought Boise was the hot spot. Everybody wanted to go to Boise. No, there's excess inventory right now. Never in our history have we had a time when you could not pay your mortgage payment or your rent and not get thrown out in the street. It's never been this time, never been this way, ever, ever, ever. But right now, we're seeing that still. My friends that are in foreclosure, they are busier than they were before, and that busyness is coming from commercial properties. It is not from residential properties. People are not being thrown out of their houses right now. And just a matter of time, starting to pick up, starting to get a little busier. And what you're seeing is that banks don't have REO sections right now where they maintain their own real estate portfolio of things that went bad. And you guys can write me and tell me how BlackRock's going to buy everything and all these investment banks are, going to own the world. Okay, maybe. I don't think that they're going to buy everything. And I also I think you've got a lot of people that don't have to sell right now that are sitting there going, hey, what can we do to get through this and weather this storm? That's what's happening right now. But the rest of them that have to sell, Drayton A is the real estate wholesaler. And yeah, he does a lot of work. For him to find a property, he just doesn't go and say, oh, I'm going to buy that property and get a good deal on it. He's got deals set up with spotters in neighborhoods. He's got people he pays commissions to. Gives them gift cards and things like that, so he can notify people, he can notify him of what's going on in the neighborhood when people get sick, people get divorced, things happen. And he buys those houses at deals. And takes a lot of work. His property right now, he's got a full price offer on the property that he just listed, the one I showed you in Vegas last month. The amazing way of doing this and how he laid out all the construction, did everything up front so his time is minimized. That's how people are going to have to do this from now on. You just cannot go into house flipping right now. You just cannot sit there. Nobody can afford it. These banks are costing more money. If you think that banks are going to lower interest rates all of a sudden, you're kidding yourself. And I get people, every time I say this, I get people that write me and say, Dan, they're going to start to lower interest rates. Yeah, wait and see. Let's talk about our sponsor, My Patriot Supply. One thing that you guys have asked me about time and again is food storage and emergency food. The best place to purchase this is My Patriot Supply. They're giving iAllegedly customers an absolutely tremendous deal. Look at foodwithdan.com and you can save an actual tremendous amount. You can get emergency food for just a few days, a few weeks, months. But the more you purchase, the more incentives that they will give you. Giving away things like water conditioners so that you can drink water, food bars that have a lot of calories for emergencies. But this stuff tastes great. It tastes like real food because it is real food, and it's amazing. I tried it. It's the one that I recommend. But check out foodwithdan.com. Check out the savings. But think about this. If there is a run at the stores, you need to be protected. And the best place to do this is get food that you can store for a tremendously long period of time that tastes good and would protect you and your family under harsh conditions. But take a look at foodwithdan.com. Have you ever made a bad investment and you thought, oh, wow, I really got clobbered on that one, and I'm going to learn my lesson from that? There is a great article from the one and only Icahn below where he's talking about how he is convinced today that the stock market is going to go down and we're going to see a market turn and certain sectors are going to get destroyed. But he's been saying this, longer than I have. So the problem with this is that he did this huge negative investment where he was betting against certain markets, and he lost a total of $9 billion since 2017. $9 billion. So don't feel so bad. We don't always get it right. But the reason why I'm telling you this one is that Icahn said, hey, maybe I should have taken my own advice. So I thought that was good. Oh, you guys like the shirt? This is mushrooms. When I bought this, I thought this was jellyfish. I'm like, oh, jellyfish shirt. Yeah. I put it on and I'm like, wait a second. That's not jellyfish. It's mushrooms. So a little psilocybin for you guys, a little shroom action. So anyways, mushrooms. Where did he get these from? Who knows? Okay. But again, kind of looks like jellyfish, doesn't it? But then when you look real close, it's mushrooms. Okay. InNOut Burger. People always say when they come to California, oh, I got to have InNOut Burger again. And when people have it and they come back here, they've got to, get it again. And they are expanding across the country now. They're going to open up a office in Tennessee and expand to Tennessee and different places. So there are some businesses doing well. For those of you that know InNOut here in Southern California, it's open till like 1 o'clock in the morning, and there will be a line that will take you about 30 minutes to go through in your car, and you just sit there late night and you can drive through. But do you have a burger place? Is there something good? Whataburger was good. Tell me, what is it? But InNOut Burger moving across the country, it's very interesting. They don't have franchises. They're owned by the same family. The granddaughter of the original owners runs the company now, and it's kind of a wild story. And, but share your thoughts on this stuff so far. Let me know what you eat, and let me know if you like the mushroom shirt. Here's a great story about the leading economic indicators and how they are off. They're off a ton. Think about this. For the 13th straight month, the leading economic indicators are down for us here in the United States. The problem with that is that this is not something that looks like it's going to turn around quickly, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. The only thing that's up right now is the stock market, but when you look at these 13 straight months of down numbers, it's 14 months of 16 months. There was one month that was up there, and you know that was the month that they said, oh, everything's great, it's all turning around now. No. So basically, for the last 17 months, we've had a problem with the economy, and it's getting worse and worse and worse, and there isn't an end in sight right now to this. What is going to make people feel better right now? What is it? What is it? What industry is doing well right now? I had a friend of mine, another friend, call me this morning about a business venture he wants to do that is actually a really good idea, but it's just not a good idea with the people he wants to do it with. It's not a good idea with the market in general. So if you wait right now, you're not going to be out anything because you've got the money set aside. But I think he's going to get a better deal on the equipment and everything that he wants to do in the coming months. And he's talked to everybody. He's talked to his wife, he's talked to friends, and he's pondered this whole thing. But he really wants to do it. This is where this trouble is coming from. But you know, and I told him some of the best things in business are the ones we don't do, that we don't waste the money on, that we don't have the worst partners on, that we rush into. But what I believe right now is that we are headed into an economic period unlike anything that we have seen in our lifetime. He's got a few years on me, probably 5, 8 years older than I am, but he's seen, you know, one more recession that I saw as an adult. He has seen things go south, but I am telling you, do you really think that things are just going to turn around? Do you really think that things are going to get better right now? Really, really, you do. If that's how you feel, tell me what makes you think it's going to be. And you can just sit there, it's gloom and doom. Me, you don't have to worry about me. I've battened down the hatches. We are ready for whatever's coming right now. And I'm just ready to go, okay? There will be business opportunities for me. There will be different things that will happen for me. My friend, I told him, I said, you've just got everything going for you right now. You have the money, you've got the wisdom, and you just got to wait. And that's the worst thing. Patience is the worst thing. I am not a patient man. I don't know what that word means. You know, it doesn't happen for me. Okay? I've never been able to be patient. But right now, you're going to see deals on equipment. I have so many friends that are in the construction industry that are saying, wow, you want to own a dump truck right now? They're on sale right now. You want to get a backhoe? You want to get equipment? They're on sale. Why is that? Why is that all of a sudden this is happening? Why is it that Home Depot sales are off? Why is it that Home Depot, I should go to that big Home Depot again, the one in El Toro that rents the tractors and things like that. I bet you they're all sitting there right now. That's the problem with this right now. You're going to see municipalities change the way they spend money. You're going to see businesses change the way that they spend money. We're going through a time where we can't even get people in the office. And Shannon, I had 3 people send me this, but Shannon sent me this. Just what happened to you don't show up for work, you get fired, Dan? And again, it's a different time right now, people. I don't want to work from home. I want to watch Springer's still on, reruns, okay? No. Okay. Another industry that is getting clobbered right now is the pot industry here in California. When it was legalized here in California, it was going to be this boom. And the problem with it is that it's so heavily taxed. The state has not done a smooth rollout for this, that it has had a lot of issues. And the problem with it is that there is a tremendous amount of tax when you purchase weed from one of these places. And again, like I say, weed is legal here in California. It's not legal at my house. So that's just me. These businesses are now having to pay up. There is anticipated $600 million in taxes that have not been collected by these businesses right now in California. And as of a month from now, they're going to start collecting this money, and it's going to put a lot of these people out of business. So you're going to see more and more and more of these vendors just go down for the count because they won't be able to pay the taxes that they've collected. So many small businesses, when they get set up, hey, we'll handle our own payroll tax. We'll set up a separate bank account, and we will do that. Where if you got a payroll service, and that's the one thing that has always served me well, is that have someone else print your payroll checks. Use a payroll service. Pay that fee to do it. Even when it was down to just me working for the company and I was paying myself, it was the greatest thing in the world because the payroll taxes get paid. You don't have to worry about the IRS knocking on your door because they'll show up for that. $600 million, these businesses, they're going to show up for these people. So it's just a matter of time until this completely collapses. But remember, some of the best businesses are the ones you don't get into, and there are going to be tremendous deals. If you are frugal right now, you're going to be able to capitalize on this. So many business people talked about this, and I just think that we're in for the most exciting time. Artificial intelligence. Got a great article of another company that said that they're laying off, over 20,000 people, but 10,000 of them are directly related to artificial intelligence taking these people's jobs. And these aren't baristas. These are kids. These aren't kids. These are adults that are losing 10,000 jobs. This is going to revolutionize and change business. If you can get yourself on the forefront or make money from that somehow, you're going to make a tremendous amount of money. It's, again, a shift in business. COVID was a shift in business. It's like a 10-year shift inside of 2 years. AI is going to do the same thing. People can make a tremendous amount of money with artificial intelligence. So share your thoughts on this stuff so far. Here's a couple banking stories that aren't really related, but they are. They come from two different sources. Now here's the fascinating thing. Community Bank Corp is selling 39 million shares of stock, okay? And it's not Community Bank Corp's money. The money's going to go directly to the FDIC to pay back the Signature Bank problem, okay? So that's craziness right there. And again, when the FDIC issues stock like this, do they have to go through regular underwriting like you and I would? So do they just print shares and sell it and take the money and you hope for the best? There's that. Now, the other thing is the Fed's bailout money is still at a record high, and they're concerned that the bank run situation is not over yet. So if you look at these two stories, it makes you concerned about, wait, where are we at? You're paying yourself back? Huh? Okay. So if you think the FDIC has any money right now, they don't. They just don't. The next thing is Disney. Disney has scrapped plans for a brand new campus in Orlando. And, they're blaming, DeSantis for this. But think about this. They already let go of 7,000 employees. This campus was going to be a campus for 2,000 employees. Hundreds of people from California have already moved to Orlando to work there temporarily while they build the campus. And now they're not going to build it. Uh-oh. So what does that mean? So how would you like to be those people that relocated, and then final story is, if you follow baseball at all, the Oakland A's, they're a joke. As of the filming of this video, they won 9 games this season already. They could be the worst team in baseball right now. The worst team. I have a friend of mine who loves the Oakland A's, and I feel sorry for, Pete every time I see him because they just suck. Sometimes they don't get 3,000 fans to a game. Isn't that crazy to think about? Las Vegas wants the Oakland A's desperately. Las Vegas just made a deal with the Tropicana Hotel that in 18 months they're going to level the Tropicana Hotel and build a baseball stadium there. Now, the advantage to this is that I talked to a degenerate gambler friend of mine who is like, this is going to be the greatest thing ever for Las Vegas and the greatest thing ever for this baseball team, because they're going to have all this money put there. And let's face it, if you're at one of the hotels, you would walk down the street to go to where the Tropicana is and go see a baseball game. I would do that in a second to go see the Oakland A's lose. But needless to say, they're going to build this stadium there. They're going to level that hotel there. So, you know, what do you guys think about that? Does that interest you? You know, does football in Vegas interest you with the Raiders there? You know, people can drive from, you know, Southern California to Vegas in 4 hours, and they can go watch a Raiders game. Now you're going to be able to go watch an Oakland A's game, but they're saying that it could take, you know, at least 3 years to build the stadium. So share your thoughts on that stuff. Please don't forget the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Sign up for Christmas in May, guys. Sign up for Christmas in May. If you're concerned about food, look at my Patriot Supply. Go to foodwithdan.com. But more importantly, have a good day. Be nice to everybody else. And onward and upward, guys. And we'll see you guys very soon.